Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Love and Beer, the digital edition, the rerun if you were there on the night and can't really remember it, or indeed your first time out at Love and Beer 2025. Bradley, how are we doing?
Amazing. That was lovely watching that back. That was a very, very nicely shot video there. Courtesy of, what we call him?
Stiffo.
Jim?
Oh, yeah, I know, but I don't know what he wants to go by. If he's got internet handles or...
Oh, I see.
What?
I've got numerous names in the office, so we'll just stick with Jim or Stiffo.
don't want to put them out there. Let's address the elephant in the room that's between me and Bradley, of course, because we're joined by Reiki of the Malt Miller, who are, of course, our partners in the organisation of the Malt Miller, and indeed any homebrew video that we've ever made has been, I would say, at least 50% Malt Miller ingenuity. So, yeah, welcome to the stream, Reiki.
Cheers, thanks for having me on.
Welcome.
Not at all. Reiki's going to be with us as we taste through the collabs that the Craft Beer channel did. Who knows, he might decide to stay longer, but he doesn't have to. He's not contractually obliged beyond that point. But he is up until the wee break halfway through. So, yeah, we would love to hear from you folks. If you were there at the festival, we would love to hear from you. If you weren't, we'd love to hear what you're drinking tonight, whether it's the Taste Along box, which sold out in record time, but partly because there was only, I think there were 70 of them. Or if you're not drinking from the Taste Along box, please do let us know what you're drinking and whether you're loving it. Bradley's going to be combing the comments for the absolute best ones, which we'll read out. We are going to be tasting how many beers, Brad?
8 beers, Johnny. 8 beers.
8 beers this evening. So if you do the maths on that, that means we're going to be having a new beer every 15 minutes. Brad and I will be doing little samplers, which is where our beautiful official glassware comes into its own once again. So we will not be drinking these whole cans. We do not recommend that you do that either, unless you're sharing. So if we go too fast for you, and I expect that we will, please do, skip ahead to the ones that you really, really want to try. And you can come back to this live show because it will be recorded and put out into the world non-live. And you can come back and get the tasting notes / whatever fucking nonsense Brad was talking about while we were drinking it so that you get the full context. Right. We're going to get the first beer in the glass, I think, Brad. And then we'll do the usual nonsense.
We're on a stopwatch, potentially. I might do a stopwatch.
Okay. You try and stay on top of it that way. I mean, we are already 4 minutes behind schedule, I guess, because we're only just putting this into the glass. But this is collab number 1. So this is Rivington and Queer Brewing's collaboration they did for us. A huge shout out to Lily at Queer Brewing, who is essentially the most busy woman in the world and still managed to make it all the way up to Rivington to brew with them. And they went all out on this, as Rivington always seem to. And as we said in the video we did about them, we said they don't do things by halves. So this is a 3.2% beer, but it has Comet, HBC 1019, Luminosa, Amarillo Cryo, and Motueka Hop Keef in it.
Wow.
So they haven't scrimped on the hop bill. I didn't get to taste all of the beers at the festival, but I did get to taste this one. It was very delicious. So I'm looking forward to going back in. Did you get to taste it, Reiki?
No, very few of the beers on the bar I got to taste. Bit busy letting people in. And I didn't also get a chance to get the box this time because, like you said, they went in record time. So I'm drinking our homebrew, which we had there, which you guys tasted for us, which was our West Bitter, because I'm lucky to have the rest of the keg here at home.
There you go. So, yeah, that was... Well, no, wait, we can't spoil it yet as to which one was our favourite, can we? When's that video out?
That's gone out. That's gone.
It has gone?
So
I missed
this
that one.
was the winner.
Right.
And Brad's favourite as well.
Hell yeah.
Award-winning homebrew. Right there. What do you think of the beer, Brad?
Smells great. I haven't drunk it. I was just admiring the head
the way you poured it.
Yeah. I'm not going to pour pints every single time. I just thought table beer. Use my nice big glass. Love and beer glass. Look at that. Are these still available? I don't know.
Yes, we've still got those for sale on your web shop, on our website.
Very nice. Crispy boy, risky boy, tasty boy. That's all you need to know. Right.
Just notice the disparity in what I've poured for myself and what Brad has. So maybe we've got two different expectations for the way this evening's going to be going.
I think Brad lives Thirsty Thursday slightly different to the rest of us.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, we do have a train early-ish tomorrow morning, Brad.
This is my other glassware, by the way.
Oh, okay, right. You're going to rein it in for the bigger beers.
Yeah, 100%.
That's good to know. So right, should we dig into the comments, Bradley? Are we getting some interesting ones?
People want to know they demand to know where Stiffo is. So do I.
Busy man tonight. He's got a few things on this week, parents' evenings and wife's birthday yesterday.
That is fair enough. School night. Hashtag school night.
Hashtag school night.
Nice level of bitterness. I have to agree with that. I think it's got a good body as well, this beer, for such a small guy. 3.2er.
Yeah, they seem to be very good at table beers. And actually, they're low alcohol. I don't think we had that in the video. I think I had it at home, and it was incredible. The amount of body that they packed in. It really didn't feel... It felt like a 3.5%, 4% beer. It's pretty incredible. So they're doing something right with the really low ABV beers. Left Outside Alone is a song, right?
Yeah.
What's her face?
It's not Shania, it's the one with the deep voice.
She had, oh God, Left Outside Alone. You know how it feels to be left outside alone.
That's the
Somebody
one.
in the comments all know. It's not Shania, it's something similar. God damn it. But yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful beer. Do you know much about HPC 1019, Reiki?
1019 has had a name, I think.
Is that the one that's Dolice?
I think it might be, but I'm sure it's been named now. Let me find it.
Anastasia from the comments. There we go. Thank you, Ryan.
HBC 1019.
Yeah, that's a pretty good description there from Alderslayer. Grassy, blackcurrant.
Dolcita.
Dolcita, that's the one. Yeah.
Dolcita. And fantastically, the first search that comes up is it on our site.
Is that you? Hey, the SEO. Who does SEO at Malt Miller? Is that Jim?
All three of us.
All three of you. Well, teamwork makes the dream work. Although I guess because you're Googling your own website all the time, that's probably...
Possibly.
Let's not overthink it. So Dolcita hop, it would now be. And it does seem to have like a real berry kind of character, which I think Luminosa can have a little bit as well. And I think there's a bit of Motueka in there, a bit of that kind of Antipodean green fruit pastel-y thing. I feel like Motueka is different every time I smell it because it can be anything from lime and lemons to coconut to green fruit pastels to anything. I don't know whether that's because it's being grown in lots of different regions or it varies a lot from lot to lot, or
I think that, and also pick time. There's going to be different those variations in there, but it's just great to see so many people using it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like, I don't know if the sales show it at the Malt Miller, but Antipodean hops are having a real moment. Everyone's getting very excited about them.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be just Nelson that everyone was craving for and like racing to get their hands on, but like now Motueka's kind of almost up there doing the same kind of volumes.
Yeah. Wow, that is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so home brewers are embracing it just as much as like fantastic brewers that are using it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's been a bit of a kind of a what's the word? Like when I've been going around breweries and stuff, I'm seeing a lot of representatives of New Zealand hop suppliers cropping up or packages from them. So they're doing a bit of the charm offensive, I think. But that's not to say the quality isn't incredible. It just feels like they're having a big push at the moment. Yeah,
I think there's been a slight change in how they supply. It used to be all kind of tied up through an organisation, but now they're all able to do it individually. And, you know, they're over here, they're visiting breweries and they're kind of bringing their samples and saying, buy from us.
Did you see the thing from Garage Project recently, the sludge beer?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
So
actually, this is where they used the used hops from the fermenter, was it?
Mm.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So like I know that's been done quite a lot by breweries that just use it for bittering, but they're using it like throughout the brew. And I think he said to 70 grams per liter, which I don't even understand. So it's more solid than liquid at fermentation stage or dry hop stage. I guess that's what it takes to get the aroma out of it, like because most of it's spent. And it's not so wasteful because you've already used them, but it's quite wasteful of the wort, I'd imagine.
That would be an interesting beer to try, and an experiment that maybe we should get Stiffer onto.
Yeah. Okay.
He's definitely doing a lot more experimental brewing at the moment and trying different techniques and different ingredients and comparing different methods.
Okay, interesting. I might have no, I'll save my homebrew question for later because I think we'll do some homebrew questions when Jack's on as well. Probably mostly around New England IPA, but I've backed myself into a corner that I might need some help to get out of, and maybe we can think it through. And I could even use a recording of this for the homebrew video that's going to go live, in which I try to work out what to do about it.
You've not challenged to do something in 24 hours again, or something ridiculous like that?
No, nothing ridiculous. Essentially, it's to do with my West Veteran clone, and well, essentially, I've lagered it, and therefore I've probably crashed out all the yeast. So now, do I have to repitch a whole new smack pack of?
Depends what you're going to do with it. You talking about carbonating in the bottle?
Yeah.
I'd probably look at using the bottling yeast in there anyway, because it's going to cling to the bottom and pour better.
Okay.
So that might be a better option and a safe option. It's very easy to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, time we're against the clock. I think Brad's kind of timing us for the next beer.
No, just from the comments, someone has just said, Albana says, "Welcome to the Don Zoco live show," which it does because I'm watching it scroll right now, Johnny.
Yeah, that's really weird because
That's
I definitely changed that.
Yeah, and it was a different thing because I looked in there.
Yeah, now it's right. So I changed it, and then I just left the old banner running.
There you go.
So that's what happened there. But it's nice to remember our time with Reese.
Exactly.
If that's all that's wrong tonight, we'll be fine.
Exactly. Yeah. I wish I could say it's all uphill from here, but it's probably downhill. We've got a minute left on this beer, Bradley. Anything else to add? I think it's brilliant. I love it.
I thought it really had a lot of lemon when I cracked it, but maybe it's lime. Maybe it is lime. I've got a lemon and a lime over there, which I'm tempted to go and just sniff,
just figure it out. Oh no, he's going to do it. Okay.
This is from a couple of weeks ago.
It's not just tangents in conversation; it's tangents in action.
Can I do this? I think I have to. That's very.
You want to go full screen, Bradley? I can make you full screen for this.
I don't think anyone needs to see full screen.
Bite into it, Brad. Just get into it.
He's scratching at it.
I think it is. I think it's more lemony, but I mean the limey is very lime, very very lime. I'm getting more of a lemony citrus off this bad boy, but everyone in the comments saying lime, so I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, I'm proud of you, Bradley, because you're going against the power of suggestion there, aren't you?
Yeah. As soon as I cracked it, I was like, "Ooh, lemons." But I don't know if it's just because the sort of the kind of like consistency of it looks like Robinson's like fruit and barley or something.
Well, lemon and barley.
It's got a very lemon barley look to it, so I don't know if it's just inducing some sort of childhood memories. But,
low ABV beers often end up tasting quite lemon and barley-esque because they taste a bit watered down and they have that kind of slightly grainy texture. So it's probably all firing.
Lemon on the nose.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Someone says it's a bit yuzu-ish.
Crikey, okay.
There you go.
Well, we've got Japan on the brain, haven't we? Somebody asked about your Japan trip, but we have decided to save that for Friday, 5 p.m.
We're saving it. Yeah. I'm not going to derail with Japan chat.
With a beer every 15 minutes.
Brought back.
Yeah.
Right, we're a minute behind, so let's get on with it. Here we go. This is our Utopian Brewing Sumave Pilsner. We've already had it pointed out that we've made a Czech grammatical error by calling it Sumave. I think it should be what was it?
Sumava?
Sumava?
Yeah, I saw that.
Would have been of Sumave.
I thought they were probably wrong because it doesn't sound right to me. So we're probably right.
Because you speak Czech.
Well, it depends how many Czech beers I've drunk, but I'd like to think so at some point. No, I mean we're definitely wrong. I'm only joking, obviously, but we've always said Sumarve, not Sumarva. Look at that. He's doing the high pour. I like that.
Yeah, well, I was suddenly aware I didn't have much room to do that.
Nice. Get that glass in there.
Need some foam on it.
Oh,
slightly dirty glassware there. I do apologise. This is last year's glass. I did wash it before we came on air, but how far does he go? Does he dare? Right. So, oh no, he's fucked it at the back. It's all gone. So yeah, this is, I mean, you folks will probably know all about this beer because we had a full 30-minute episode about the brewing of it. I'd love to hear your thoughts, Reiki, because I don't think I've heard yours on it yet.
Well, I have to confess, this isn't the first can I've had of this. I had my weekly pilgrimage down to Cornwall last week, and some of this went with me because I was dying to try it after watching your video. Triple decoction, you guys are absolutely nuts. That's a big job. Absolute big job. But I can't think of a better guy to do it. I can't think of a better guy to do it with. Jeremy. What a brewer and what a brewery.
And how did it live up to the hype in your head?
It blew it away. It was better than I expected. It's absolutely delicious, so drinkable. That little bit of residual sweetness there, it hides its strength really well. Could get into a lot of trouble with that beer.
Yeah. It was on the day, it was what I drank the most of. And actually Glisten I thought was great, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Because it was just so darn drinkable. And it's got this. So I think the malt character on it is incredible. Like absolutely beautiful, soft caramel, brioche, kind of grainy on the finish and a little bit rustic. It's just full of character. Something's just fallen off the desk. I'm not quite sure what. My only. I wonder if we overshot the bitterness a little bit.
No, I love the bitterness on it.
Andrew thought we have. Andrew's pretty big on the comments this evening. Lower bitterness. I like the bitterness. You think it's too bitter, do you?
Well, I mean, it's weird. Like, I think it must depend on what I've been drinking or eating beforehand, because I had a can of it 2 or 3 days ago, and I was like, "Oh, that is bitter." And then I've just drunk it now, and I'm like, "It's perfect." So I'm not quite sure where to land on that one.
I'm going to try.
I'm a huge fan of bitterness, so for me, it ticks all the boxes that I want.
Well, usually I am, and I definitely wanted it to be bitter, and we shot it. I think even Jeremy was planning to do it lower, and I was like, go on, get to, because I have this obsession around 42 IBUs, making it the same as Pilsner Urquell. And Pilsner Urquell hides that bitterness incredibly well. And I think this one does. I think probably I just had a New England IPA or something just beforehand, and it was too much of a contrast, maybe.
I think if it was probably not as bitter, the sweetness might be a bit too cloying, and you might not be as drinkable.
Yeah, absolutely. People seem to love it. Brett knows. I like the bitterness, but I would say it's up there. Yeah, that's probably right.
I have to say, watching the video when you guys brewed it, though, that did make me start thinking, damn, I need to do a triple decoction.
So have you decocted at home?
Yes, I've done a double.
Yeah.
I know Lance Blackman, Doorstep Brewing, he does triple on a regular basis, and that's a long old slog. I think Brett's done doubles. I don't think he's been man enough to go for a triple. He'll soon tell us in the comments, though.
It was really interesting. I expected to turn up on that day, and we didn't turn up that early. I think we got there about 9:30, and I was expecting like all hell to break loose because there was so much to do. But I've been on significantly more stressful brew days that were, single infusion, maybe a bit of a big whirlpool where everybody's going mad. But Jeremy and his team were just
they just take
so
it
well
stride.
drilled. Yeah,
dialed in.
You've got the benefit that they'd just done a double decoction a few weeks beforehand, which was Tenfold Pills, which is also a sublime beer. Absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're super used to it, but it gave me real confidence that I could do it because I've never gone to triple, and I'm intending to for the homebrew Czech pills that we do, and I've literally not had the guts. Well, not so much the guts, the time to do it. Like literally 8 or 9 hours.
Your video actually got me thinking of a different way to do it for me. And actually, if you're going to do it, you got a cool box.
How big does it need to be?
I don't know. How much do you want to take out your mash?
Well, that's true. I've got this dead swanky.
That'll do.
Which I think. Well, it fits a load of bottles of champagne in it.
Was that a Mason job, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's what I won when I won for the book. It's got a.
Oh, it definitely needs christening with a decoction. So instead of worrying about taking the mash away and putting it on the stove and running into the kitchen, just literally take out what you can fit in there out of your G40 and use that to hold it. And then whatever's left in the G40, send that to a boil, drop it down to the temp you want to go to next, and then sling back in at the cold box. That'll be the easiest way to do that.
Yeah, maybe. I was doing it the opposite.
It's not going to lose a lot in that cool box, is it?
Shouldn't do.
No, nice and simple.
Not with the Swedish engineering that this one has. Swedish? Something like that. Yeah, I mean, I've just dialed in my double decoction method, and now you're saying maybe there's an easier way. So I'm mad at you, to be honest. But...
Well, it was your video that inspired me when I was watching it, thinking, well, how am I going to do this at home rather than having to keep running from the brewing space to the kitchen to heat up a 12-litre kettle? Well, easy. I'll just throw it all in my Yeti and leave it sitting there, and nice and simple. It's all about making things as easy as possible.
Well, exactly, yeah. And I think also, I feel like the rests and the decoctions themselves at Utopian were much shorter than I've been doing. So it was basically half an hour in between each one, and the decoctions were boiling for 20 minutes. So I think we managed to do triple decoction in just over 4 hours. Which is is pretty good going from start to finish. Yes, I just saw a comment come up. This keeps bringing me back in for more, and I'm on my third shot of this beer. So this can is nearly done. It is just, and that's why we love Czech Pils, right, Brad?
Hell yeah! I've just been matching it with Scottish shortbread fingers from.
I'm not sure about that. Does it not make it way bitter?
No, I mean they're quite sweet, aren't they? So it's just elevating it a little bit.
How do you feel it compares to the beer you were reminiscing about and trying to recreate?
This is more bitter, in my opinion.
In a good way?
I think there was something really sweet and sort of, I don't know, just like welcoming and sort of bready and just really sort of natural. I don't know how natural is not the right word, but something that felt very like almost like wholesome about it.
Bit more rustic and farmhousey.
Maybe a bit more rustic. Yeah.
Yeah, it was because you can see it in the video. It's so hazy, and like that beer I think was pretty young. I think it was quite Keller beer-esque. It had probably only been, well, no, that's not true, because they lager it for 3 months, or they did at Samave. So I don't know exactly how old that beer was, but it felt young. It felt a little bit Munich Keller beer because it had loads of body, it had loads of aroma. It was swimming in hop oils. Like it felt almost oily on the palate. And I do possibly think that that's the SARS, because at the IBUs of SARS, which can be down at like 1.8, like the amount of SARS they were probably able to put in would have just been obscene. And I feel like that's probably the only thing this beer misses from that original one.
Well, they were obviously probably using whole. What did you use at Utopian?
We used pellet.
Yeah.
So again, and with my homebrew
bring some of that. Yeah, that could bring some of that rusticness to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I would, on my homebrews, I've only been using whole flour because when you go to the Czech Republic, with the exception actually of Pilsner Urquell, ironically enough, when I'm trying to recreate that, it's all whole flour really.
Yeah.
because I think there is polyphenols and all kinds of other things in those leaves that you can lose.
Yeah, if you think of your experience at Budvar, that's what they swear by.
Yeah.
And if you think of like clean beer that's been aged and how it takes from the tank, that's a great place to think about as well. Comparing to what you originally were aiming for. Was that original beer as clean as Budvar, or some of the stuff you tasted that had been in tank for X amount of time? It says lager's a boring drink.
It's not.
There's just so much you can do, isn't there?
It really isn't, and I feel like on the channel we haven't explored it enough. Like we've very much done Helles, and I think we've almost completed Czech Pilsner now. And the next job is Bamberg and Franconia, and exploring, Rort beer, sort of the field beer kind of concepts. Obviously, Bamberg, Keller Pils, and that kind of stuff. Because I think, and this comes from when I visited Smod, Samars of the Desert, and just chatting to them about the variation and excitement there is in that small part of the world. Just means we just have to go.
Oh, you could spend weeks in Bamberg. Just an amazing place. Some amazing drinks and breweries to visit. Even if you don't like the smoked beer.
Yep.
Which is not my bag.
Did you watch our smoked beer video?
No, I dodged that one.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Honest.
I enjoyed the stuff from. I'm not like a smoke beer fetishist by any stretch of the imagination, so I did really enjoy the beers from Torside. But the Schlenkerla Märzen is. I don't know whether I've lost all context. It's pretty refined. It's pretty smooth, really, from a smoky point of view.
I mean, my big experience of it was sitting in their tap room in Bamberg. It's Rob's favourite beer. It's his favourite drink. He literally sat and went through the whole menu and drank a pint of everything. I nursed a pint of Helles in the time he drank however many beers were on, which I think were 5 different beers. It was like the worst 2-3 hours of my life. Just doesn't work for me, I'm afraid. I wish it did.
I mean, we're all wrong about something. Hey, Reiki.
Possibly, yeah.
We've had a lovely super chat from Vega. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much, Vega.
Always a pleasure to hear from you and see you and all the rest of it.
Yes, it was lovely to see you at the festival. Yeah.
Sumovsky Pilsner. Sumovsky, not
Sumovsky. Right. There we go.
Thank you for the correction.
If you want to be a pedant like Vega and to come on and tell us what the beer should have been called, you can use the super chat function that he did. And we'll answer your question immediately. If you don't want to do that, you can join our Discord, where there's lots of homebrew pedants waiting to be incredibly charming and friendly to you, as they are in every single day. It's the friendliest place on the internet. And that starts at £2 a month. So support the channel and make some great friends right there. That little advert, that little commercial break leads us unbelievably, Bradley, to beer number 3.
Already? Wow. We're rattling through it.
This is unprecedented, and I can't think what could go wrong. While we get that beer out and get pouring, Reiki, have you had any bright IPAs, and what do you think they are?
I haven't, that I'm aware of. My introduction to bright IPA was your video yesterday.
Right, okay.
Because I got to try zip-off trousers at the event. I wasn't sure what the beer style was. I went to the bar asking for a West Coast, and they said, this is the closest thing we got. Try this.
We had so many West Coast IPAs on, and that was not one of them. Okay.
I was up against the clock, and whoever served me, that's what they told me to try, so I tried that.
Right.
So yeah, I'm interested to learn. Is it a mountain IPA? Is it a West Coast Pilsner? I don't know. Tell me what goes into it, what makes it different. I understand, like you were saying, Beak kind of coined the term, so maybe I need to drop Robin an email and tell him, man, where did this come from?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not certain it was Beak or whether they heard it on the West Coast and brought it back. So it seems like they did. But so my understanding, completely distilled down, is modern West Coast body, so pale as it comes, dry like a West Coast, not as bitter as a West Coast, and a juicy hop profile. So I would say it's not really a mountain IPA. I'd say the thing it's closest to is a West Coast Pils.
Right.
But it's got a juicy aroma.
So it's got more of a stone fruit hop selection in there than sea bombs.
Yeah. And this is why I dislike it as a definition, and indeed dislike all these endless different IPA definitions, is because, and again, this kind of comes back to the St. Mars of the Desert video, where you're just like, we don't need these definitions to be so tight. We could just have a West Coast Pils that happens to be juicy, or we could just have a West Coast IPA that happens to have restrained bitterness. And that's just the brewer's interpretation of what they want to drink. Because otherwise we're actually making it more difficult for the drinker to understand what they're ordering. You know, like if they went to the bar and ordered a West Coast IPA and the bitterness wasn't huge and it was a bit juicy, they'd be like, oh, okay, that's not quite what I'm used to. If they go up to the bar and there's bright IPA up there, they're lost. They're like, what the fuck is that? I've got no idea. So I partly did this video to partly sort of say like, hey, we don't need this. But I mean, that's just my point of view. So yeah, that's what we were trying to achieve, essentially. Do you think we got there, Bradley?
I think it's pretty close. I remember liking ours more than the Planet Beer TV one. I thought it was superior beer. I thought it was good. I just think it's a great beer. I'm still not sure I understand what a bright IPA is, even after all of this. It's just an IPA, isn't it? It's just an IPA.
Just an IPA, isn't it, Brad? Yeah.
It's pretty nice, you know. It's like got a little bit of haze. It's juicy. It's a little bit westy. It's a nice IPA, Johnny.
Do you know, when I just tasted that, and it confirmed something that I thought of while I was doing... there's a bit in the video that went live this week where I talk about who we could have chosen, and there was a little short list, and the only one I referenced was Colonel, because in my head, that's kind of what Colonel do. Like, I mean, they do have some big savory sea bombs, but a lot of their beer is quite dry, not complex malt bills, juicy aromaed IPAs with fairly robust bitterness. And I just drank that now. It's just like, if you told me that was Colonel, I believe you.
And the other thing is they don't follow the rules. They do what they want to do. They make a beer they want to drink.
Yeah, exactly. And if they, you know, they think that this beer would be better off at 35 IBUs instead of 50, they just do it. They don't tell you or call it a different kind of IPA. It's just that this is an IPA, you know?
But I can't wait to see the next parts of your videos about it, because I'm hoping to learn a bit more. And then I'm hoping to tap you up for both of the recipes so we can then put them to the test homebrewing and see what our customers think of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so the very loose recipe I can give you of Glisten is quite repeatable on a homebrew scale. Like, it uses high voltage, which is a super easy yeast to deal with. It's pretty standard hops. Apart, like, there's that new variety of hop, but that will hopefully be out and about soon. Otherwise, you know, it's Idaho 7, Simcoe, and Citra. So it's a fairly standard beer that should be quite repeatable.
And malt, what was the malt on there? Just a lager malt?
Extra pale, with a touch of dextrin and a touch of wheat, I think it was.
Right.
And you know, an 80-degree whirlpool, and that was about it. That was job done. They said that because they wanted it bright, because we didn't really put it into the video, but we talked extensively about the fact we wanted it to be bright, and they centrifuged it not once but twice. Wow. And still, with the dry hop and the varieties we chosen, they still couldn't quite get it pin bright. So there might be a challenge in there for homebrewers if, you know, maybe one of the new varieties, you know, increases the amount of haze or something. Somebody's just asked a question that I don't necessarily know the... Oh, yeah, I haven't clocked that. So, yeah, just on the hop profile, it says Idaho 7. Is that going to come out once my face is out of the way? Idaho 7 Cryo, and Citra. So what's interesting about that is they haven't put Simcoe on there. even though there's lots of Simcoe in it. And yeah, we've got Idaho 7 and Idaho 7 Cryo. In the recipe chat that we had and on the day, I don't remember any rationale behind using both other than that you do get slightly different things from it. And maybe we thought that unless one was the dry hop. Do you know what? I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't want to give you an answer if I don't know.
If one's going to be the dry hop, if the Cryo is going to be the dry hop, it might be just about increasing yield.
Yeah. I think
there you go.
I think it's probably that. It's probably the Cryo was in the dry hop for yield and just for accessibility of those aromas, and the Idaho 7 went into because Idaho 7's a great hot side hop. So putting in at 80 because we were trying to get bitterness from the Whirlpool. There was no bittering addition, which I didn't necessarily want to do. I wanted a bittering addition in there, but all of it was coming from the Whirlpool. So maybe they wanted to go whole hop there to get a more rounded kind of bitterness. Not quite sure. But the aroma of it is insane. Like, I really think it's quite a special aroma. But it is a bit too piney, West Coasty. And
is that Simcoe?
Sorry?
Is that the Simcoe that's coming through too much, or?
I would imagine so. Yeah. I thought it was because it was just very, very fresh when we were tasting it at the festival. Mm-hmm. But lots of the people that I spoke to, including Chris from Planet Beer TV, said, like, I love it, but it's making the West Coast fan in me excited, not the juicy New England fan excited at all. And it hasn't died out. It hasn't sort of rounded out and gone juicy. It's still pretty. I mean, that's pine and citrus, and there is a kind of. I mean, a little bit like actually the table beer. It's got a kind of berry blackcurranty thing to it. There cannot be too much Simcoe. That's true. Idaho 7, I find it quite hard to pin down Idaho 7. For me, it can be quite floral and quite grapefruity, but sometimes I do have it in beers and it's quite pine and savory. And I wonder if it's hot side versus dry hop or something. So yeah, the Idaho could be presenting as pine as well. It's going to be interesting to see people's responses when we put it all out in that video next week, because there's lots of varied opinions on it, but every single person that we spoke to loved both beers, which is slightly frustrating. It doesn't make for great YouTube content if everyone's just like, it's great. You want somebody to dislike it or to go, it's just a West Coast beer, what are you talking about? Untapped, actually, unsurprisingly, comes out with some stronger opinions.
Oh god, yeah, they're not invested in it at all, are they? So
exactly.
I'll tell you as it is.
I mean, like, to be fair, like, lots of them were at the festival that were doing the reviews, so some of them were quite emotionally invested. They wanted to like it, but yeah, not everybody was. So I still haven't worked out how I'm going to present that in the video. I think I might spend a Happy Tuesday just like reading Untapped comments in silly voices to camera or something. I don't quite know. Or maybe get AI to imagine the voice of what this person would sound like. I haven't quite figured it out yet.
Turn it into a song for you, or
turn it into a song.
Yeah. And
that
then
sounds
the best
like
one,
responsible use of AI.
we could also use it to turn into merch. You could have T-shirts with some of the comments on.
That would be glorious. When I was in a band at school, we got a negative review and we put it on all our T-shirts. And I still have some of those T-shirts because they didn't sell.
Well, it's like a sort of quote on the back or something.
Yeah, it's like they're called as, I can't remember, it was like indie grey sludge, I think was the phrase. So we put it on the back of our T-shirts.
Was it anonymous, or did they say who they were? Was it like a review?
The reviewer. Oh no, we had the reviewer's name, but we didn't put their name on the back. That would have been probably a step too far to go for that.
So you know that age, you're responsible. Well done, Johnny.
Well, it's all gone south since then. To be fair, it probably wasn't me that decided not to put their name on the back. It was probably somebody more sensible. Somebody saying don't listen to Reiki, and possibly Andrew's right. Cool, right, Bradley, we've got 4 minutes until we need to drink a double IPA. Anything to add about Bright IPA? Has anybody... So I haven't been looking fully at the comments. Has anybody disliked it? I'd love somebody to dislike it.
No, everyone's saying they like it. It's good middle ground. Ours is verging more towards Westy. Planets was more towards New England IPA. All that kind of... I've been banging them up on the screen as we've been going. Someone's saying it's a happy accident. Don't know about that.
There is a great quote in next week's episode where we get talking about the fact that like we want people to smell it and think it's a New England and then taste it and be like, oh, is it a West Coast beer? And like to be like, is that an accident? And then we go like Joe's like, because that's what you want everybody drinking your beer to think is like, did they fuck up there? So it is a bit of a weird style where you could just confuse people for absolutely no reason.
Our boy Harmon Brewing has suggested we do a poem because I like a poem.
A poem of bad reviews of our beer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Bad shout.
I've got time for this. It's not like we're in Cornwall tomorrow and Saturday. And then...
Oh, I know where you're off to tomorrow then.
Yeah, oh yeah. You're not coming?
Yes. No, very jealous. I was there. I was in Cornwall last week. I can't do Celtic Beer Festival this year. I make the best hangover cure though, so you're in good hands. They'll look after you. They have plenty of pasties.
Is that right? Is that official? Cornish pasties is the best hangover cure.
Yeah, and just stick with Barnaby. He'll look after you. He'll fill you up with Coca-Cola the next day to get you back on the road for the next go.
Oh, there you go. Well, I've got a train back home at 8 a.m. the next morning, so I hope they do pasties and Coke to go.
Yes, they will. They will. Okay. They sent us on our way after it with them.
There you go. Good. Right.
Apparently pizzas are pretty banging there.
I mean, it's carbs, isn't it, really?
I know the pizzas were at Verdant, not at St. Austell. Yeah, fabulous potato pizza. Absolutely delicious.
Oh, potato pizza, double carbs. I'm into it. Don't put these ideas into... I don't think Hannock's watching, but...
Well, I had one of his beers last night, Johnny. I had a New Barnes Hannock's Mild, which didn't taste like a mild, but it did taste delicious. It was coming out the cask line very thick, like molasses almost.
Treacly, yeah.
Treacly. A treacly
so nothing
boy.
Like a mild.
Nothing like a mild, no.
Super high FG mild.
Yeah, I think I got diabetes just looking at it. It was well raisiny. It's proper raisins. It was really tasty though. It was good. I only had a half, and I was like, couldn't drink more than a half of that. But yeah.
So essentially, he's tried to make like a session imperial stout.
I think
I want it sweet, but only 3%.
No, it was that was the other thing. It was like 5.5% or something.
Oh, okay. So it was the historical style of mild.
Maybe like a historic side of mild.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
It's pretty good.
I'll try and track it down. Right. Jack has entered the chat, so I think it's time that not only do we bring one of the finest New England IPA producers in the country on board, but we do so while drinking an 8% double IPA at 9:15. 9:15. That's pretty reasonable.
I'm going to grab a can and rinse my glass. Back in a second.
Okay. All right. Reiki's coming back, and we'll replace him with Jack. How are we doing, man?
Hey. Hello.
How are we?
How are you doing? Can you hear me and stuff?
We can hear you and see you and other stuff. Yeah. It looks like it's cold in the brewery today.
It's chilly. It's chilly in the brewery. I'm sitting under a radiator, above a radiator. It's on my legs. So.
What have you like mounted it like it's a horse?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a good look.
I have to do the opposite in the studio. When it's really warm, I get a Malt Miller homebrew bucket, fill it up with cold water, and stick my legs in it.
Sounds like you're going to get electrocuted, Johnny. That does not sound very.
It's a plastic bucket, Brad. It's not. It's.
Oh, I know that, but like, I've also been in the Brewdio many times. There are lots of electrical wires under your desk.
There are. Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah. Well,
it's certainly the most novel use I've heard of using one of our fermenters for.
I also just remembered another time when we were doing when we were brewing the Kvike, and I was trying to keep it at 32. So I put a fat face like overshirt, like fleecy overshirt, round the fermenter to try and help. And I sent a photo to Fat Face, and they sent me an email thanking them for it.
Wow.
But I was hoping they'd repost it. They were like, "This is a wonderful, novel use of." Anyway, Bradley's gone. He's back. Let's talk about Zip Off Trousers and 8% double IPAs on a Thursday. Jack, Zip Off Trousers or Zip Off Shorts?
Ah, the great question. Dividing the whole nation. We plunked with shorts. No, trousers in the end. I can't even remember which one we went for. It's trousers, apparently.
I think trousers made it more memorable because Zip Off Shorts would have just been,
That's what a stripper would
use, heard of
right?
that before.
That'd have been.
Yeah, we've all heard of that before. I don't unfortunately have a can of it, so I've got a can of False Azure.
Hey,
that's probably much better.
No, surely not. So Jack, I'm going to make you go first. So when you dropped it off at my house, fantastic service, and you warned me. You said it's green.
It was pretty green.
It was pretty green.
Did you try one that week? Because it was pretty
dewy, was it? I waited like 6 or 7 days. I basically waited until the last possible moment that I could before having to film it and put it live. And it was still very green, but it was also very delicious. It tipped over into nice green, not like get me a Rennie green. Where do you think it's at now? Are you happy?
Well, I've not had one for about probably 2 weeks, maybe more, and it's tasting good. I think it's about a sort of prime dipper territory. It's been in can for 6 weeks or something, and it's tasting ultimate fruity. It tastes like mango sauce. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Happy with that now.
You could drizzle it on a cheesecake, couldn't you? Really, yeah. Really
I
sticky.
can relate to that last comment.
Super sticky, overripe mango. It was the beer of the evening from Brett, which is a
definitely
good compliment.
had the advantage of being mega strong. Always, we know that when beers are reviewed, the stronger they are, the more kudos they're going to get anyway. But it is a good beer. I'm happy with it. I'm glad you're happy with it.
I think it's the one beer where I had 3 glasses of it, and I think it's also the beer that's responsible for Captain Sea Legs making an appearance, which is one of Stiffo's other names.
Yeah, it doesn't taste that strong, but it's pretty strong. It's a strong beer.
It has come out really, really clean, like absolutely no booze to it whatsoever. Which I think was Jim was far from the only Captain Sea Legs at the end of that festival. I think everybody behaved themselves. It was a nice level
definitely.
But it was, I saw a lot of people wandering around with exceptionally hazy looking beers, and I was like, okay, folks, you're on the Zip Off Trousers. But I think Board Shorts is still one of my favorite beers I've ever drunk. I think it was genuinely brilliant. This one, I think, somehow lacks a bit of the complexity that one had, even though it's stronger and it's so drinkable. But it is, it's an absolute little miracle bit of brewing that I could drink that almost at the speed that I was the Czech Pilsner.
Yeah. It does look good as well. Look at that can. Harry's artwork.
Yeah. Tell me about the artist.
Harry's like one of my. He's probably one of my best friends. One of my most long-term friends. There's pictures of us in paddling pools as babies. So that's that old. So like 3 years ago. He's just a great artist. He's done the mural for our bar in Cambridge that we've just opened. There's a huge wall covered in his doodles, and he's very good at that stuff. So I never give him a brief on the artwork. I just say, here are some silly names. So when we came up with this name, I just sent him the name, and he just said, yeah, okay, leave it with me.
Just didn't bat an eyelid, just went, of course, yeah.
No. He's used to it now after the amount of silly names we've done. He's just, whatever.
Well, Pitchers in Paddling Pools would be a good name of a beer.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to go with that.
Yeah.
When you ask him to do that, I'll say, what's the inspiration of this?
Yeah. There's normally not any inspiration behind anything. So actually having a story behind it is great, because otherwise it's just random phrase that sounds funny is normally the criteria of naming beers. But after 250 different beers, it's quite hard to come up with something that means something each time. It's a lot of trying to rack your brains about names. Every 4 days you've got a new name, got to get a new name out. So it's tiring.
Yeah, I mean, particularly for you with one core beer, it must just be endlessly exhausting. Just another silly name.
It's interesting, and it's really nice when someone else has a name, so you can actually use their ideas instead of having to be the one rattling them out the whole time. Mm-hmm. But no, I love it. I love every part of that. The whole process, brewing, the marketing, the silly names. That's all great fun.
When I was doing consultancy for Verdant for 18 months, and they had a whole WhatsApp group which was just people with beer names, just putting them in, so they had a big list to pick from.
That's how they still do it.
And I was putting ideas in, and over 18 months, I never had one selected.
Wow!
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
So when we finally did our collab with them for the first Love and Beer, and we got to choose a name, I was like, I can break my duck here. But I still like sending the name to them, which was definitely not a cult. I was still like, if they say no to this one, I think I have to close the YouTube channel. I think I can come back.
For me, I'm a lot less fussy than Verdant. I'll just take whatever you've got. Whatever you just said, that'll go straight on a can.
I even like when I stopped working for them, like literally I went down there for like 3 days to hand over to the full-time marketing person, and I had to fly back because the trains had like some track had fallen into the sea in Cornwall. So I flew back, and it might have even been like an extra chartered flight to get people home or something. But we arrived at Heathrow at 3 a.m, and they'd closed the terminal. So we all walked up to the building from the plane, and it was just locked. Like you just couldn't get in. And eventually somebody came and let us in, and then the next door was locked, but they'd locked the other one, so we couldn't go out into like the airstrip again. So we were stuck in there for like an hour. Like we had to pull the emergency, smash the emergency thing and be like, what the fuck's going on? And so I sent a message. The last thing I sent in that WhatsApp group was like, trapped in Terminal 3 or something. And because it was the last message I ever sent, I was like, they've got to pick that one. Like, it's a great name, it's a great story, and it's the last idea I'll ever send them.
Nope.
Still no.
Still no.
Should have invited Adam on this so I could out him. But, yeah, there you go. That's my grievances aired. We talked about how names are hard to find and hard to pick out. What's it like having how many dippers have you brewed now? Like hundreds? Are you at?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't know. No idea.
You've lost count.
Not hundreds, but certainly dozens and dozens. Maybe 50. I don't know, something like that.
Does getting inspired about dippers and recipes and the nuances between them get harder as well?
Yeah, for sure. It's difficult. I think I don't know. It's hard to change something you're really happy with. So when you brew a beer and you're like, this is banging, when you brew another dipper the following month, it's quite hard to start from scratch because you're like, I've got like, it's a 9 out of 10 beer. So tweaks can make a huge difference. But yeah, I don't know. I guess homebrewing is a similar sort of thing because you come across a recipe you're really fond of and you think, why if it ain't broke? But yeah, I guess if we didn't have so many varieties of hops, it would be hard to come up with new ideas the whole time. So you've got a lot of options with hops now, which is at least helps a lot.
So if you've got that 9 out of 10 beer, do you just stick with doing a tweak, or do you think, well, actually, I need to go completely opposite to it and go in a different route to kind of so I'm not measuring it against what was such a perfect beer?
Yeah, and I'm doing a lot of Westies at the moment to go like West Coast dippers and strong West Coast IPAs to sort of cut it all up a bit. Otherwise, it's just hazy dipper, and I do change it up quite a lot within the hazies. Like the grain bill still changes quite a fair amount, and if I've got some specialty stuff coming in, then I'll chuck that in. But the dipper's normally now done on the half-size tank it's only 500 liters, so. And I'd go completely nuts with the hopping rate. Your one wasn't, Johnny, because it's I did a big tank of that one. But normally I'm only doing 500 liters. And then, yeah, the hopping rates are ludicrous, pushing over 30 grams a liter in all of them. And yeah, we're just lucky we got so many good things to play with. You must have noticed so much when, like, in the last 10 years, the options for homebrewing. I mean, all the homebrewers I know now have commercial grade stuff, and they're more knowledgeable about brewing than anyone else I know. All the professional brewers are like asking the homebrewers for advice because
the options. You're right. The options that they've got in terms of kit and ingredients now is like completely different world to where it was like even 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, half the breweries I visit, I have more control over my brewing and my fermentation than they do, which is just wild, particularly because they make significantly better beer than I do as well. So it's not just the kit, but
there's definitely an advantage to bigger volume. I think it's really hard. Any mistakes you make on a 22-liter kit are so obvious. Whereas if you're doing 2,000 liters, somehow the bulk volume seems to mend a lot of little tiny niggling issues. I don't know if that's a phenomenon or if it's a I don't know if there's.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take that excuse all day long. Yeah.
But no, when I was home brewing when I was at university, 2015, and yeah, it was just like Gatorade box, cooling box, and yeah, it was. But that's what home brewing was, and now it's like SSV tanks everywhere and crazy methods that we don't use that I don't use in my brewery. But no, it's lovely.
Yeah, I mean, 10 years ago, you'd have been building your kit yourself.
Yeah,
everything is now available out of the box.
Yeah,
you can even get density meters to go in your fermenters. It's crazy some of the stuff you
that
get.
is ludicrous. That's such a luxury.
Yeah.
I need to get me one of them.
Yeah,
I'm sick of taking samples and wasting. Well, now I've got an easy dens. I'm wasting a lot less beer. But I remember, like having to fill up a whole fucking tube to do your hydrometer test when you've only got 5 liters to start with. Just
you don't want to do that twice a day, every day.
No, exactly. Yeah. You can't track that fermentation. Like you think, well, the bubbler's stopped, so I'll give it another couple of days. Then I'll take a sample. I had a question. Oh yeah, tell me about the Handsome Prince, Jack.
The Handsome Prince. I got to plug my new bar. Fantastic.
You do indeed.
Yes, about a week ago we opened. 2 weeks ago we opened the first Baron-owned bar in Cambridge, and we got 18 taps, 6 will always have my beers on. That's the goal. At the moment, I've not managed to do anything like that. We ran out of beer quite quickly, so that's good, I guess.
Good problem, yeah.
And yes, 12 guests, and I'm a third owner, and then the two other blokes doing it are friends of mine who run a bar in Ware already called the Hot Box, and they are both phenomenal. One is an amazing front of house guy, and he's Tom, and then Jeff is beer nerd extraordinaire and accountant. So as a group, we like have it all wrapped up. And so the list is incredible. We've got some amazing German and Czech lagers on, and then my stuff, and then amazing British, European, American, crazy stupid stuff. So it's looking really good. It's a nice place. So if anyone's ever in Cambridge, we still haven't got. I still haven't sorted out the Google business thing. So if you type in the Handsome Brits Cambridge, there's no page for it yet. So hopefully that comes through tomorrow, because it's really bugging me that no one knows if we're.
I messaged you because I was planning to come when I was mapping out. I was like, they're not on Google. Did I misunderstand Cambridge?
They won't verify it, and I don't know why. So I can't talk to a human about it. So I'm just banging my head against the screen. But it is open, and it's a place. And if you go there any day that's not a Monday, you'll find the doors open. But yeah, it's going well so far in the 2 weeks we've been open.
I've just Googled it just to double check that you weren't lying. Obviously, we need to keep people on it. It suggests going to Baron of Beef instead.
Oh no!
It's strange, isn't it? Because you are Baron.
Yeah, that's why we couldn't call the bar anything to do with Baron.
Where's that?
There's a Baron of Beef. I think it's a Green King pub.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Sorry for bringing that up. Then that's probably annoying.
Be a very different vibe. There's lots of great pubs in Cambridge. I've just started researching for a new book, and it's all about pubs. And Cambridge, I didn't realize how many good, particularly like more old school real ale pubs it actually has. Yeah. So it's a good addition, your bar, I think. It's
a really good place to go for a drink, but there are a couple of places that specialize in the same sort of stuff as us, but disproportionately traditional, and so we're trying to change that a bit. But there's Thirsty in Cambridge, which are a really good bar, similar vibe to us. So they already had the market, so we slightly stolen there. They don't see it like that, which is good, because it's always a bit worrying when you open something and you're worried about the other people thinking, "Get off my land." But, they
Get off
didn't.
my corner.
It's usually good to have more than one. It's like, I know there's a stretch in Swindon where we've got what we'd class as like maybe 4 craft places. It started with one and another opens, and actually they all get along, because if you've got 4 there, it brings more people. Because people just come and visit and do a circuit around those 4 places. That's what we tend to do when we go out anyway.
Absolutely. And I think we will all notice that. And thankfully, it seems that everyone in beer has that same sort of mentality, that the rising tide lifts all boats, rather than thinking, I have my 250 customers that come in every day, and if you turn up, I'll only have 125 customers every day. I don't think it works like that at all. We're quite lucky. It's quite an unusual industry that more bars, the better for everyone.
Yeah,
warming up.
There you go. The radiator's kicking in. I've got one last question for you, Jack, and then you can. Well, you're very welcome to stick around, or you can go enjoy the rest of your evening, having had an 8% beer. So you were there at the festival. Massive thanks for coming. What was your favourite beer that you drank that night?
Well, you kindly gave me a pour of a Russian River Simcoe IPA that I can't get out of my head.
Right.
And I said to Pippa on the way home, that's probably the best beer I've ever drunk. It was just like, it's just that sort of thing does me really happily. So I want to make that sort of thing. But then it tasted so much like actually Simcoe for me has been really, really irregular recently. I've had some really naff bags, but that smell of that beer was just like opening a bag of Simcoe that smells like 10 out of 10 smell. And and for it to translate so well into the beer and then taste nicely bitter and really crisp and be 7%. It's like all the things that I want in a beer. And I wish, I don't know, I think part of the reason I'm getting obsessed with West Coast more and more is probably partly Craft Beer Channel influence, because I noticed you pushing it quite hard a few years ago. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should try and drink this stuff a bit more, because I don't naturally do it. And now I really don't drink anything else really. Lagers and Westies most of the time. So it'd be lovely to make more of those. If I could make like half of my IPAs were clearer and bitter and sappy and taste like you're licking a tree, and the other ones all look like that, then I'd be really happy. But they don't sell, so we've got to change that.
I mean, so honestly, the best beer that I've had from you, Jack, recently is the red IPA. Like, I can't get that out of my head. I thought that was
Greg.
so good. And I'm not going to sit here and say there should be more red IPAs, because that would ruin so many breweries financially, and most people wouldn't appreciate it maybe in the way that I did. But I thought that was brilliant. But also, I've had some of your Westies, and they've been great as well. So I think we need a new Craft Beer Channel Baron collab, where basically, if you crack open a bag of Simcoe and it's on, just message me and say it's happening tomorrow. we're brewing it. I'll run to you. I will run to you, Jack, and we will brew an all Simcoe Westie with it.
Yeah, that would be good.
That was special.
Red IPAs as well. Like I've brewed like 15 red IPAs, and that they don't sell very fast. But it's such a nice mixture of things, and particularly from a business, or certainly from a bar point of view. When we were opening this bar in Cambridge, we've got like 16 yellow beers and 2 black beers, and then there's nothing in between. Either beers are as light as they can be, or they're as dark as they can be. So having a beer that is sort of bang in the middle, not just for the visuals, but just it sits so nicely in the middle of everything. So if you want something that actually, just properly malty, but also bitter and tastes like an IPA. I think the IPA word, the IPA on the can probably sells it more than the red does. But I think it's a nice style.
Cool. Well, I hope you keep making them, and I hope other people. I mean, there's a couple of other breweries that do, but and we had the Yakima Red for Meantime, which was tasting great. I mean, nowhere near as good as yours, but at 4.5%, it's a decent, really decent red IPA. And it's a style I didn't realize I loved, but I do. Right. Okay, we're gonna have a loo break. I'm gonna play whatever video I remember to upload for the break, and then we're gonna be drinking what Brad's waving in your faces right now. While that is happening, we'll see if Reiki and Jack want to stick around or want to disappear. It's completely up to them. But if they do disappear, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for everything you did for Love and Beer 1, 2, and 3. Both of you have been seminal to it. And obviously, we'll be back with Malt Miller for the next one. And Jack, I believe we have a date with a triple IPA.
Some crazy flared trouser triple IPA.
Flares tipper.
Full on jumpsuit, it sounds like.
Jumpsuit.
Oh, yeah. It's a great shout. That's a good name. Okay.
That or we change tack and go West Coast for the next one and pick another item of clothing. We'll figure it out.
It's going to be Western themed if it's West Coast, like slightly cowboy sort of jeans.
What do you call the things you put on trousers to protect them when you're riding? Chaps.
Yeah.
Or maybe you go headgear, go like Wester or Texan or different types of hats.
Brad loves a cowboy hat, and the short shorts that started all this was a Brad item of clothing as well.
There's a hat called a 10-gallon hat. I think that's a pretty good name for a beer.
That's where you got to aim towards then. Start from working through.
That's a big boy. 10
gallons, a big hat. Where is that 10 gallons going?
No, it's a good name. Gallon hat. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out next year where it's going. Right, it's an absolute pleasure chatting to both of you. Thanks so much for everything, and we'll speak to you soon. And everybody should go to the Handsome Prince next chance they get.
Please do.
Definitely.
Alrighty.
Nice
See you
one.
in a sec, folks. Welcome back, everybody except for Brad.
Oh,
Everyone. Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
Brad's
Awesome.
back. What an amazing chat there with Jack and with Reiki. I really appreciate them coming on. The beers that Jack makes just blow my mind every time I try them. So if you didn't drink any of his tonight, if you haven't tried them before, go try Jack's beers, because I don't think anybody's making beer as adventurous, like not necessarily in terms of style, but in the way that he's making them, the ingredients he's using, the way he changes it every time. There's not many breweries doing that level of experimentation, and he makes incredible stuff.
And he's a one-man powerhouse, which always blows my mind as well. Like,
yeah, literally him in a studio brewery, cranking it out month after month. He brews once a month, but for 4 or 5 days. Yeah,
was he talking about studio pottery, or was I talking about studio pottery to him?
His mum was a studio potter. Yeah. He's sort of taken it on him to become a studio brewery, I guess.
Studio brewery, yeah, I like it. It's a nice concept.
Mm-hmm. Right, we are behind. We are so behind, Bradley, which I knew was going to happen.
It's inevitable, really.
But we are going to be moving on to this lovely one. And I'm very pleased to say that while we can't have Chris or anybody from Red Willow with us, we did film a video. We started the festival with the best of intentions of trying to film something with every brewery that was there. And we did one of them. But so we do have a very quick video of Chris and Chris Hall from Kirkstall and Teg from Red Willow, just explaining this beer. So we'll let them do the explanation via video, and then we will see you in a second and we'll taste it.
Hi, I'm Chris from Kirkstall.
Teg from Red Willow Brewery.
We're trying our beer Harmony, our collaboration, 5.5% IPA here at Love and Beer for the first time. Well, for me anyway. Tell us a bit about the beer, Teg.
IPA, English malt, Heritage Chevalier malt from Chris Maltings, and Crosby Centennial hops. So,
yeah, the idea behind this beer was really that we wanted to do probably much like what Kirkstall and Red Willow do generally. It's kind of a best of both worlds of the traditional and the modern. So we use that heritage malt to give it the full backbone that we wanted. And then those bang fresh Centennial like T90s from Crosby hops, like adding layers and layers of grapefruit and pith, sharpness and bitterness. I'm trying it for the first time, and I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to drink anything else after this.
It's not bad. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Nice.
There you go. 2 fresh-faced, enthusiastic people who no doubt were jaded and ruddy-faced, but an hour later. Lovely to see. So this is Harmony from Red Willow, one of the best breweries in the Northwest, one of the breweries I think that make a real success of trying to be really traditional in the recipes that they produce. And of course, you know all about Kirkstall from the multiple videos we've done on them, and they are one of the most important and exciting breweries in the UK, particularly when it comes to the heritage space. Before I dig any further, we've had a super chat, Bradley.
We have very, very generous super chat there. Thank
Oh,
you.
wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much indeed. I just read it. Just want to say thank you for all the content this year. Finding CBC ignited my love of craft beer, and your channel has educated and entertained me since. Hopefully I'll be able to catch you both at Love and Beer 2026. I really, really hope so. We will owe you a beer after such a generous super chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, and thanks for joining us this evening. So Harmony is a beer of two different eras. It is Chevalier, which is a heritage malt. It was essentially not grown for 60, 70 years, and it was brought back from seed by Crisp Maltings, and it goes through their floor maltings system that they have. So they've got one floor left of traditional floor malting rather than in sort of big silos or whatever. So it's a slower process. Supposedly you can help create more mature flavors. But most importantly, it's just a traditional way of doing it with a traditional grain. So Chevalier was used in many of the porters, IPAs, barley wines, all these historical styles that were brewed throughout the 1800s, even if they didn't start then, would have used Chevalier malt. It was the main malt of the day, a bit like, things like Planet and is it Lorette are today in modern terms. So most of the brewers would have been using this particular barley. And it's described flavor-wise as kind of like Maris Otter on steroids is the phrase that was used when we chatted to Crisp. So it's so kind of biscuity and rich that it borders on like almost becoming like citric and marmalade-y. It's almost like marmalade sandwich kind of flavors you can get from Chevalier. And even though it's very palely malted, malted to be pale, you can see it's still got this kind of golden color to it.
Yeah.
That comes from the original malt itself, barley itself, not necessarily the malt. And then they've just thrown a load of Centennial in. So they've got Crosby Centennial, so from a particular farm, a particular producer, a very, very high quality Centennial and lots of other hops, put it together to try and essentially, I think, make basically, orange and pine from the hops combined with marmalade-y malt. And yeah, pith and caramel, it's exactly that. It's caramelized orange, almost kind of Christmassy Chris Dingle vibes. Interesting comment from Andrew. So it's very interesting when you talk to maltsters about this situation. So most of the malt that is produced, so most of the barley that is grown is about yield, right? So it's about getting as much out of the field as possible, it being super reliable to store, super reliable to malt, and then super reliable to store after that and to brew with. And none of that necessarily, well, it's not even that doesn't necessarily lead to good flavors. What it means is you're breeding for that. You're crossbreeding your grains to get that, not flavor forward kind of breeding. And so this is a bit of a change that Crisp decided they wanted to look into, to go like, if we have this kind of craft beer movement, we have in the cask ale industry this movement towards producing much more artisan, I guess, focused kind of beers that are full of flavor, then we should be providing malts that can do that as well. So it's not just an experiment in heritage. It's also trying to say we need a bit more variation in the barleys that we're actually putting out into the world. And they've done a wonderful job with it, because the Hannah malt, which was in our Utopian beer, is Crisp's heritage malt line. And then we're now drinking Chevalier, which has come through the same system, but a different barley. And they also have Plumage Archer. And they do a floor malted Maris Otter, which is a heritage grain as well. But it's just, and this is why we said big in 2024, was it? We said grain would be big, and we jumped. But I think it's starting to happen now, this recognition almost of barley in the same way that hops are recognized. Turkish Delight. I haven't got it yet, but I'm in. Yeah. The yellow one, the lemony flavour one, rather than the rosewater one. There's a bit of that going on. I think Centennial's also not an underrated hop, because lots of brewers rate it and lots of brewers use it, but people don't talk a lot about Centennial. And it's a wonderful, soft, mellow, complex hop that kind of like a single hop Centennial beer is pretty rare because it doesn't punch you in the face. But, many of the great American IPAs that you love have Centennial in, but it's not necessarily talked about because it just adds complexity, depth, rounded bitterness, this kind of soft lemon, orange, I think sometimes green tea kind of thing, bit cascadey. It's just got a lot going for it, Centennial, that isn't all out this, all out that. It's not angular, like you often say, Brad. Like, it's rounded. What do you think of the beer, Brad? Do you like it?
It's very nice. I think it reminds me of eating marmalade on slightly burnt toast.
Marmalade on slightly, yeah.
I'm getting a little bit of sort of smoky, not smokiness, but a little bit of something, roastiness, just a little bit, bitter roastiness.
Yeah, that is a flavor I would say is possibly a fennel, possibly coming out of the east. Just a slight savory, smoky snap, which I can get from USO 5 and some other sort of clean West Coast yeasts.
Yeah.
I don't know what yeast they used on it, actually.
But yeah, I mean, it's the malt body on it is like pronounced, isn't it? It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, we kind of predicted malt would be a big deal a couple of years ago. It takes time for these things to come around, and when they don't make that much financial sense to do either as well, like it's harder to go backwards sometimes, isn't it, to go forwards?
Yeah,
we know how expensive it is for them to do floor maltings and have programs to grow, heritage malts and stuff, because they're not bred to be as tough and like stand up to the weather. Like a lot of them get flattened and the yields are not as good. But there's like more complexity to them. There's like a realness to these malts that we're kind of not used to, I think, which are definitely giving this beer a pretty complicated edge.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit of a you have to think about things in a different way, because generally when you're a brewer and you want to add complexity to a malt bill, you would add caramel or crystal or whatever it might be so you'd go for a different malt, a different kiln temperature, or even a different process of kilning with crystal where you stew it first. But actually, I guess what Chris would love to see and what I'd love to see and brewers would love to play with is different barley varieties giving you that complexity. So yeah, you could just use Chevalier, which would be kilned at the same temperatures as a pale malt, but you get different character and different color out of it. And that's kind of what we tried to do when we did the Now IPA with Meantime. We used a combination of Golden Promise, which is like a beautiful, really biscuity, but also it ends up feeling a little bit juicy. It's like it's full-bodied and it's sweet. And then we paired it with Chevalier, which is kind of marmalade-y and borderline citric. And we hoped that we would get more character out of it. And, I definitely think that we did. And I don't think Meantime haven't run with using the heritage malts for the follow-ups that they've done. But I think that it added an extra level to the original Now IPA for sure. And I'd love to see more brewers using Chevalier. If I owned a cask ale brewery, I'd be using floor malted Marisota and Chevalier and Golden Promise, to be fair, probably for all of my base malts. And I'd be making even less money than cask ale brewers do. But that's what I'd want to do to have that point of difference, that interest, and I guess to be cynical, that marketing element is the ability to talk about these things, and beers are partly about stories. Yeah, I agree with Ryan. Reminiscent of a Ripper, of a red IPA. I mean, nowhere near as dark, but it's got that big malt character that isn't remotely roasty, and that's kind of where red IPA should land. And yeah, you could probably stick this in Jack's hands, and he'd make you a beautiful red IPA with it, with a little bit of red malt or something. I agree with Reality that toast beer should do a marmalade toast beer if they haven't with Chevalier, because I think it's 30% of their grist is actual bread. Is this base malt or caramel? It's a base malt. It's a pure base malt. So super fermentable. It's 100%. I believe it's 100% Chevalier, this beer. I can't remember what the video said, but I'm almost certain it is. Belsley Hearted is 100% Centennial. You're 100% right. I always forget that it is, because it's such an amazing, complex, and well-loved beer. Absolutely is. So Centennial can be exactly that. Just quickly, Paul, you've got Rumours, you've got Boxer, and you've got The Best of Paul Simon. Then you've got A Star, My Daughter Made, and you've got My Two Books. That's what's going on behind there. There is behind Fleetwood Mac, there is a Bluey album on vinyl, which I hid because I'm insecure about it.
Repeat. Also, this, or
sorry?
You hide it on a daily basis, or you hid it for this?
No, just for this. Just for this.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
The actual reason I hid it is because it's the same color as my book. So when I looked at the background, I was like, well, my book isn't popping because Bluey's interfering. So that's why that happened. Older Slayer, again, thank you, has bought a copy of The Meaning of Beer. It is in the Black Friday sale, the hardback, right now. So you can get the hardback for 11 quid on Amazon, which if money's tight, please do. Otherwise, support your independent bookstore. Actually, I didn't tell you, Brad, I was with Ned last night, Ned the Sneb.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Ned came up and we did a joint book event at my local bookshop, David's, where we did beer and cheese matching and argued about what's important. And agreed that they both are.
What was the best cheese of the night? Did you have Monty?
No, we didn't have Montgomery's. No, we had. Oh my god, the best cheese of the night for me was probably the Baron Briggot. So is it Welsh brie? Are they in Wales? I think they're in Wales. So it was like a British brie.
Wow.
That is just amazing, and I love it, and I buy it regularly. I buy that and Lincolnshire Poacher and Comte. That's what's usually in my fridge, those three. And I don't know, that particular batch was amazing. Probably because it was served warm. Well, not warm, but because I always keep it in the fridge, and so you always eat it and like it's hard and it's cold and it needs to be served warm.
Don't you have cheese strings for your progeny? Really?
She's a lady of taste, Bradley.
I thought all kids were like basically indoctrinated into cheese strings.
Cheese made out of string will never wash in this house.
What about triangles?
To be fair, I eat Dairy Lee on my toast sometimes.
What about Baby Bells?
They've appeared, but they're not well liked.
Have you ever built anything?
Very plasticky.
They are plasticky, aren't they? They don't really taste. You ever built anything out of the wax of a Baby Bell? I reckon most people with kids could accumulate a lot of that red wax and potentially fashion something exciting out of it. A weapon, maybe a little miniature figure of, someone they like, Elvis the King or something. I don't know. That's a no then.
I mean, do you know you can eat that wax?
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
so
is
that's generally what happens by accident.
It's like Crayola crayons. You can eat those as well, can't you? Basically, anything kids come into contact with.
Yeah, is generally safe enough to eat.
I feel like you can eat Play-Doh as well. That's made out of isn't that like?
Probably. I mean, you can make your own Play-Doh at home, and it's basically just flour, food coloring.
Yeah.
No, sorry, not flour, cornstarch. something. Here we go. We found it, as Chris Monk has said. We were overdue. Brad derailment. Andrew's doubting me, so not doubting me, doubting Chris. I'm going to message Chris. He wanted to be here tonight, but he's running an event, a physical event. But I'm going to message him right now and insist that he leaves whoever he's with right now to answer this message. Was Harmony 100% Chevalier? And hopefully he will reply before the stream is over, and we will know. But I'm fairly confident it was. Anyway, right, we need to move on to the next beer, Bradley, because we're now behind the fact that we were behind. So to those wondering, we are about to drink. Oh God, okay, Guava Lava, right. So I meant to say this up at the start of this live stream, but I do apologize for how hoppy the entire list that we put together was. And it was very lucky that we were at the Beer Masters tap, where they have such a diverse list in the fridge and elsewhere on the tap to sort of rescue people from severe hotburn. But it came because Brad and I were working so hard on Keep Cask Alive and so late into that we did not start working on the festival. We should have been working on it 6 months in advance. We had basically 3 months. So the fact that we managed to release a triple decocted Pilsner is the stuff of fucking miracles.
Yeah.
And it also meant that lots of people were worried about putting out a dark beer that they hadn't fully thought through. So everyone was like, let's do a hoppy beer, except for your Cornish Boys Pipeline.
There it is.
So this is Guava Lava. Full disclosure, this is my second least favorite style of beer. But I'm excited about it because Pipeline make great stuff. And of course, Flock make great stuff. So if anybody's going to get it right. Oh, it's opened in a very different way to all the other beers. Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah, mine's gone a bit crazy.
When there's fruit, there's always the potential. Right. Let's see how silly this looks. Oh, I mean, that's not silly at all. Just as like a New England IPA, really. Maybe a little bit gloopier.
Look, I've just noticed we've got 2 different years of Love and Beer glasses. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, so I've got both on the go.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm switching. I'm rinsing off camera and switching between them while the other one dries. So, wow, right. So this is Guava Lava. This is a sour with pink guava, mango, and apricot. And I did not taste this one at the festival, but boy, did I smell it.
Yeah.
When you walk past somebody drinking it, you knew.
Ooh.
Yeah, really
Guavery?
really guavery. I was checking. Oh, okay, right. I was checking for lactose because I didn't remember them putting lactose in.
It does smell a bit lactosey.
Yeah, they have it. They put vanilla in, so that's where that
Okay.
sweet note is coming from. That slightly yogurty. As soon as you've got apricot and vanilla, it's going to start smelling a bit like apricot yogurt, and that's what I got along with that sticky mango kind of thing. So yeah, really big, sweet, sticky aroma.
We're getting told our beers look completely different. That's because our lighting is indeed rather different. Yeah. Johnny's on a proper camera, it won't focus, and I'm on my Mac camera. His does look more true to life, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice deep gold mango-y color, whereas, yeah, yours looks a little bit washed out.
Wow. Hell.
Big, bold, sticky, but ultimately, what's the Lion King? Slimy yet satisfying, I believe, is how Simba reviews bugs. I need to stop watching Disney. It's lovely. It's very, very nice.
It is very nice.
I think the vanilla is 10% too high for me. But otherwise, that's a beautifully made sour.
I'm not tuning into the vanilla. I'm just getting whacked in the face with the guava. I think it's very sour, very guava. I'd happily have that as a sorbet, as a little amuse bouche between courses.
I mean, this is begging to be slushied, right?
Right, yeah, big time. It'd be fucking amazing if Ninja would send us one of their friggin' slushy machines rather than nicking our ideas and then not replying to us. Anyway.
Well, I don't know. Maybe one day we'll be big enough to be on Ninja's radar, but probably not. Yes, we have some questions about this one. Where's that gone? There we go. What is it about kettle style sours I don't like? It's not the kettle sour element that I don't like. It is I have a really savory tooth. Is that a thing? People talk about sweet tooth. They don't talk about savory.
Yeah, savory palate. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I find like I really enjoy the first sip. I sort of think of them as like festival beers. Like at festivals, I'll get a small pour, bit like this, and enjoy every milliliter of it, and then just go off and drink something else. It's not something I'd ever really return to. Which, interesting, I don't quite feel so much about imperial stouts because I think there's a bit more complexity and a bit more nonsense and fun going on in my head. So I'm okay with like sweet imperial stouts. Yeah, I kind of get that as well, Ryan.
It is a bit rhubarb, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, it just sort of suggests that rhubarb and custard sweet, basically, doesn't it? So yeah, it's more that I find them over fruited and over sweet, and in particular when there's lactose or vanilla involved to some extent, just takes away the drinkability. And I think Brad and we're both session drinkers when it comes to it. We'd rather have a couple of pints of the same thing than keep switching up, which is why I don't use Untapped, because you'd be very disappointed in my Untapped in between our craft beer channel episodes. It's West Coast IPAs, bitters, and lagers would just be my entire Untapped account. Smoothie sour every fucking day. Why would lactose and IPA are two conflicting things? It would be like having a pork chocolate. I don't know, like just things that they don't work together.
Pork, bacon, and Nutella sandwich. Actually, that sounds quite good.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying it, I was like, fuck, actually, some of these things. I was about to say pork ice cream, and I was like, well, that sweet and salty could work.
I've had a bacon donut with like bits of...
you can put like caramelized bacon on stuff. I haven't found the right simile yet. Yeah. But when you've got something that is bitter, even New England IPAs have that element of bitterness. And when you put lactose in it, the two just collide, and it's very, to me, confusing for my palate.
Like when we had mint in beers, we've had mint in beer a couple of times.
Yeah, that could be really weird. Yeah, maybe it's orange juice and toothpaste. It's that for me, and it just feels very, very wrong. Oh God, we've got some horrible combinations coming out. Pork sherbet, fish milkshake. Fish milkshake is maybe right. Yeah, it's fish and it's milk shakes.
That's like a Bush Tucker challenge thing, isn't it? Off the
yeah, it would be. Yeah. Somebody in the jungle is doing that right now.
We've had a super chat.
Oh goodness! Thank you, One Bed Warehouse. Do you sell one bed, or are you a warehouse media? Okay. Coming back to craft beer from the Hackney natural wine scene, I want to know how Johnny got his amazing palate for tasting beer. Can that be learned? I'd love to be able to assess my brew beers better. I've said this many times. I genuinely don't believe I have that great a palate. I just believe that I'm very good at expressing it. So it's the language that I've learned, not the ability to taste.
I think you got a super palate, to be honest. A lot of the times you'll pick stuff out and then I'm like, I kind of get to it eventually, but it takes me a long while a lot of the time. I think you must have neurons connected in your brain with the taste and the flavor of things that you've experienced better than a lot of people, I would say.
I mean, I appreciate that compliment. I don't know, because I don't know whether before I got into beer like 13 years ago, I wasn't aware that I had any kind of extra skill in that regard. Like, I was always a good cook, but I don't necessarily think that's the same. I just think I feel like I've got significantly better at tasting beer. So I'd say it's definitely learnable. And I think a lot of the time I spend a lot of time training either my palate or my brain. So if I see something I haven't tasted in a long time, I'll specifically go taste it to remind myself. And maybe it's not like firing synapses, but it's like, I know what a certain thing tastes like. When you said like it's really guava-y, in my head I was like, I haven't had guava in a long time, I should have it, because I'm not getting that. So maybe I've forgotten what guava's like. So I guess it's a muscle maybe, and you need to keep stretching it, training it. Yeah, exactly. So I think lots of people think that the issue is they don't like their tongue or their nose is letting them down. I think it's more the connection between the tongue and the nose and the brain, so that you can taste something and go, that's what that is. Like, that's what I think I am good at. Where like sometimes my wife in particular will taste stuff and go, that tastes like this. And I'll immediately be like, oh shit, yeah. So I genuinely think that my wife has a better actual physical palate than me.
Interesting.
Or she'll frequently turn to me and go, this tastes like something and I don't know what it is, and we'll find it. So I think, yeah, I've just got better at connecting them. And that is definitely learnable. And it comes from tasting lots of different stuff. And every time you taste a beer, which me and Brad are forced to do by what we do, thinking of trying to find words to describe it. And I'm sure if you went back 10 years in the craft beer channel, you'd find us being very poor at that exact thing and struggling for words.
We've had some other matches, Johnny. Cheese and cake. I feel like you could have cheese with like a fruit cake or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you do at Christmas. A bit of Lancashire and fruit cake, or Eccles cake and a couple of different hard cheeses. Yeah.
I disagree. And then but
blue cheese and Victoria sponge would be gnarly.
Oh, hell so, yeah, Black Forest Gatto and like a brie or something. No.
Yeah, something really, really funky. Yeah, go further. Stinking Bishop and Black Forest Gatto.
This must be trolling. This has got to be trolling. I can't think of two things
like bread
that go better together. Garlic and bread is like amazing.
Yeah, I think that's it. Might even be a Peter Kay reference.
Garlic and bread. Oh yeah, garlic.
Does he go like garlic bread?
He did do a whole garlic bread routine, didn't he? Yeah.
And it is amazing. Still many years on. So, but yeah, maybe it's a Peter Kay reference. Sounds like you need to eat more fruit or beer. Both. That's how I've done it. That's literally how I've done it. And what's interesting is when New England IPA stops being the dominant style, we'll all have to start eating, I don't know, crackers and chewing on hay when, Czech Pilsner becomes big. There you go. It is a Peter Kay reference.
Hey.
Amazing. Cool. Right. I think that's a really nice beer, and it's nowhere near as sweet and thick as I guess I was fearing. I think it's really nice.
I'm going to stop drinking it because we've got to be up in the morning and it's going to give me heartburn. This is the other reason why I can't drink sours. Oh,
you get the heartburns.
Ian, thanks, man. Nice to hear from you, man.
Yeah, welcome to the stream, Ian, and 100%. Passion fruit is in so many IPAs right now, flavor-wise. Yeah, and I feel like I need to have some passion fruit again. That's been a while. Right, next beer. Where are we at? Where's my drink? Oh, okay, Brad's on top of it.
Okay.
So yes. So this is a beer that I was very, very, very excited to consume, and I did drink this on the night at the festival, but I don't really remember doing it. Not that I was a little bit tipsy, but I was mostly just knackered because we've been at it for pretty much 3 days straight. So this is Howling Hops with the wonderful Bull House Brewing in Northern Ireland. It is well, I love the blurb on it. A mystery of proportions, greatly surpassing prior mysteries, delivered with a burst of passionate eloquence, stirring a curious heart with dumbfounded wonder.
Wow. Is that AI babble? Or is
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Or is that Johnny in the team who's written some prose?
Mayhaps. I mean, I don't understand what it means, but it just sounds
good.
It sounds like you're going to have.
I must say, I don't think I've ever said it before, but I really like Howling Hops rebrand.
Oh, good.
I like the minimal thing with the different little weird characters, just black and white. It's strong. They did that maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. I think it looks great. It really stands out on the shelf. Just great illustrations. And I instantly know what it is when I see it. I used to love drinking in Howling Hops. It was one of my favorite places to drink because they had that Keller Pills back in the day. Was it Keller Pills? Was that what it was called?
Yeah, God, I can't remember now. Yeah, maybe it was called Keller Pills. It was a really good beer.
It was excellent.
Yeah, and they make it anymore.
They don't make it anymore. But every time I go in there, I ask them about it.
Yeah, well, they switched it to be a Kolsch, didn't they? Because they couldn't keep up with demand.
Yeah, and they had those beautiful little tankards, really chunky little tankards back in the day. Love the rebrand, guys.
Yeah. So anyway, so this is a bit. It's got CGX Strata, which is, I guess, essentially super concentrated strata. It's got Crush in it, which is a new, very exciting hop, which was in Zip Off Trousers. And then it's got a wet hop in it, Bradley. So wet hop.
Sorry, I was blowing my nose there.
A wet hop.
Wow, that's cool.
So it's a wet hop ale. So it's got CF321, which is one of the experimental hops that came out of not 2025's harvest, but 2024's harvest. And it was in our video actually. Our Keep Cask Cool from Keep Cask Alive. It's got this CF321 has this wonderful, like, it's got tropical aromas, it's got berry aromas, but it's also got a kind of orchardy apple loveliness to it as well. So I'm really interested to see how these come together in what looks like a beautifully conditioned beer.
Yeah,
that is beautiful looking. Okay, well, I mean, all I'm getting is strata. It's passion fruit and weed.
It's dank.
Yeah. So maybe the 321 is struggling to come out there. I'm enjoying the wet hopped trousers. It's very, very good. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's British hop character in that. There's earth and there's spice and there's, yeah, I would say apple skin kind of thing. It's very, very dry. It's very, very sweaty, which is the strata.
Question, Johnny.
Oh, is Crush the sweaty skate park hop? No, that's strata. That smells like dudes. Crush is Crush, I would say, is like full on juice. but it's got this weird. Jack was trying to explain it to me because I couldn't quite get a handle on it. Crush has this kind of struck match, almost sulfury kind of thing. It's not quite pine.
Hopjism.
Maybe dried pine. It's like a savory, dry woodiness as well. Sorry, what? Wait, where's that? What's that? I don't know. Well, you put it on the screen.
That's what crushes hopjism. Maybe
hopjism, right? Well, I don't know whether that was a reply to. I don't know what that's a reply to. Yeah, so it Crush has a savoriness to it. 321 has an earthiness to it and an orchardiness to it, and then Strata has a weediness to it as well as passion fruit. It's really interesting because Strata is a hop that I absolutely love. I put it into most of the New England IPAs that I make, many of the collabs that we've done. It was also in Zip Off Trousers. But I've never put it alone because I do think that it's too sticky and dank and you need citric quality and something a bit cleaner. But actually this kind of works because you've got that dry, savory character from the other two. So it's quite nice. And I was worried it was going to be too sticky from the aroma, but it's not.
No, it's very good. It's delicious. I'm just wondering whether these two characters here are like the two sort of different hop worlds meeting. One's a little bit
maybe
short and chunky, and the other one's extremely angular and lanky.
Which one's which then in the story?
I'm not really sure about the story. I'm just also thinking, does it make any sense with the back of the can that says a mystery of proportions greatly surpassing prior mysteries? You know, don't know.
I was trying to figure out. I was looking at those and going, which one's Strata, which one's high right now?
Yeah.
And I think initially I was like, it's clearly that guy, but actually I think it's that guy. And he's so high that I don't reckon that guy's actually got a hat on.
He looks like he's going to whitey, doesn't he? He looks like he's about to peak. But
yeah. I think we're in danger of losing monetization on this video, but I'm okay with it.
I like these guys.
It's all a mystery. The aroma is a mystery. The flavor is a mystery. The recipe is a mystery. One of the hops doesn't have a name. That's a mystery. There's a sweaty boy and a fruity boy. Yeah.
I reckon he's the sweaty boy. He's high. He's sweating. It's off.
Yeah, it's an intriguing, interesting, and actually very sippable beer. It's just very hard to define. If you ask me what that tastes like, even with apparently my great palate, I wouldn't necessarily know. It's quite hard to get your head around. Somebody's asked the question that I'm asking myself about our app, Beer Time. It's very close to being ready, folks. So if you don't know about the app that we're developing, it was a Patreon perk nearly 2 years ago that you get access to it. Humble apologies to all of you, and thank you for sticking around. So it's in development with a friend of ours. I've been beta testing it, road testing it for the last 2 weeks, and it is close. So I gave a load of feedback to Robin, who's building it, about 2-3 months ago, and there's a couple of days' work left to do to get it ready to launch for you guys. Probably we will do a further testing, which will be we'll do a Patreon test only. So Patreons who are paying £4 or is it $5-6 a month will get access to it for as long as they're Patreons. Everybody else will have to buy the app. So we're going to probably roll it out to all of our Patreons that are on that scheme to test it out, to get first access, to let us know what they think, and then we'll put it up on the App Store full on. So that will definitely happen by Christmas to the Patreons, but hopefully it will happen for everybody by Christmas. That's where we're at. And I'll update people in the Discord forum if anything gets delayed, or indeed if things are moving up and we're ready to go. But it's very much on the way. The app itself. So 3 main purposes to Beer Time app. The first one is that it's a map. So it's got on there, phase 1 has got on there every pub, bar, restaurant, tap room, brewery, museum related to beer that we've been to and would recommend other people go to. That is on a map for you. And it has a little review written by me. It has links to all the videos if we produced any videos there. It has a thing you tap that will take you there on Google Maps. So that's all there so that, you know, rather than emailing us, which people do, and it's great, feel free to keep doing it, asking us for recommendations in different parts of the world. So it will answer that. It also brings all of our content together. So we'll have a news section where we'll update you regularly. All the videos will go into there. All of the podcasts will go into there. And there's social links as well. And then it's also got a beer school section, which is there both to educate people, to give them a dictionary they can look up. So if you're looking at a can and it says DDH and you don't know what DDH means, or it says cryo and you don't know what cryo means, that's all in there and you can look it up. But also it's just full of hopefully good, helpful information. So if you're bored waiting for your mate, or you sat on the loo, or you're drinking a beer on your own somewhere and want something to read, sort of back of a cereal packet vibes, there's educational stuff in there that will teach you about beer or teach you about what you're drinking. So that'll all be there from the start, but we'll be developing, like, hopefully eventually there'll be a layer where people can put their own recommendations on the map and people can toggle that on and off. Hopefully the beer school will expand, the news might expand. So it's going to start relatively basic, but full of information and features, and we'll build it as and when demand or ideas or time reaches us. And yeah. So Patreons from £4 up should, I'm not going to say certainly because I've made that mistake before, but there's no reason to think you won't get it by Christmas. Cool. Did I miss anything in the comments, or should we go on to, is it the final beer?
Final beer time. Final beer.
Final beer, 15 minutes late. Let's do it. So the last beer of this evening's proceedings is Urban Jungle. So this was a very last minute that I thought, and huge shout out to Fierce Beer and to Afro Caribbean for pulling this out of the bag, because I was struggling to think of who could do the final collaboration for the festival. And I really wanted, after I'd had such an incredible time in South Africa, I really wanted to somehow bring that to everybody at home. And I remembered that the lovely people at Fierce Beer are friends with the people from Afro Caribbean. So the founders of Fierce Beer, I think, lived in South Africa for a bit. So I just emailed them both and just went, hey, could you, literally, you'd have to brew it in 2 weeks' time. Could you pull this out the bag and do a collab together? And they both said yes, amazingly. So this was brewed up in Scotland at Fierce Beer. It is based on the core West Coast IPA from Afro Caribbean in Cape Town, like the origin, or if not the origin, because that dismisses lots of people, I guess, that came before them. But I would say the beating heart of craft beer in South Africa, which is the Banana Jam Cafe and the brewery above it, which is Afro Caribbean Brewing. It's their core West Coast IPA, which is amazing, by the way. Combined with the nous that Fierce Beer have for their West Coast beers. And I did not get to try this on the nights. This is the first time that I'm trying it. I got a message from Jake, who's down at Afro Caribbean, because they brewed a batch of this at their brewery as well. So it was a international collaboration. So a version was brewed down in South Africa and up in Scotland. And Jake just sort of messaged me going, I think we put a lot more hops in ours, but you can do that on a tiny scale and just absolutely fucking go for it. Smells great. Looks great, I should say. Sorry. You know, I'm not a purist. I don't mind a bit of haze in my West Coasters, but that is it's pin bright, isn't it?
It's pretty bright. Yeah, it's pretty bright.
Beautiful looking Westie. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Tasty.
Really floral. That aroma is really, really floral. Like sweet meadow flowers kind of vibes. I forget. Do they say? I forget which hops actually went into it. It's probably in my email somewhere. If you want to tell us what you're getting, Bradley, I'll have a quick dig and see if I can find the
I'm
rest.
just getting a bit blocked up at this point in the evening. I've been blowing my nose a little bit. I'm struggling slightly, but it's real nice. I'm just looking on the back. Do you want me to tell you the aromas or?
Oh yeah, well yeah, you could say what they think.
I mean, they're saying grapefruit peel, cut pine, and caramel. Cut pine. Oh, I guess like a cut pine tree or something.
Yeah, I guess when you get something fresh from IKEA out the box, or
you're
cutting through something that smell.
Not sure there's much pine in any IKEA furniture these days.
I installed some solid pine IKEA furniture, but last weekend.
What was it?
It is I don't know what it's called, but it's a
box.
It's a little cabinet that you put like plastic drawers in. It's for my daughter's like crafting stuff. Storage stuff. But it's solid pine, which I didn't realize till I picked it up, expecting it to be, I don't know what IKEA do, but MDF vibes. And that nearly put my back out because I'm nearly 40 now. Here we go. I found the recipe. So what have we got? We have got Columbus at 30 and at 10 minutes. Columbus and Chinook in the Whirlpool. Simcoe Dynaboost dip hop. So it's already in the fermenter when you transfer over. Then Chinook, Columbus, Simcoe, dry hop. So it is old school varieties, but I guess modern techniques and quite modern quantities, looking at how much is going in. So yeah, classic West Coast recipe, but a slightly modern approach. And I think that's why they've ended up with a bit more florality to it. But
it's very, very nice. I think I'd like a little bit more bitterness, maybe just a little bit for a Westie.
Yes,
but it's very nice though.
I'd agree. And although I think if you did that, you'd maybe need to amp up the malt bill just a touch. I think just generally it's great, but it just needed a bit more of everything. Yeah. Apart from aroma, which is just
aroma is great.
It's just wonderful. It is lemon and cut pine and floral. Theresa May running through fields of whatever. Oh no, that was wheat, wasn't it? But she was running through a meadow. That's what she
running
got.
Through with a chainsaw, chopping pine trees.
Chopping IKEA furniture in a forest.
Totally batshit crazy, chopping everything she can see.
Yeah.
Wearing a face skin mask of someone. She's
okay.
Not her, maybe someone.
She's gone off the rails since being PM.
Okay. What's she up to these days? Who knows?
Making IKEA furniture and drinking West Coast IPA. Like the
Sitting
rest
good. Running
Oh,
through.
wow. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I wish I'd drunk more of that on the. Well, actually, it's 7.2. That could have ended dangerously, but that's a very lovely drinkable Westie. Just wanted more, which I often feel when I drink Westies, just a little bit more. And I've never made one where I haven't wanted more as well. It's a very hard style to make. And this is making me want to try again because I've just realized I've got a really very good recipe in my emails. So I'm going to take that as the starting point. So yeah, thanks, Fierce. And running through fields of Chevalier. Maybe that's what she did. You never know.
Nice.
You never know. It's hard to tell barley and wheat apart sometimes. Cool. Right. So that is all the beer. We actually managed it, Bradley.
I know. Can't believe it.
Tasted 8 beers this evening.
We've only get approximately 4 trains tomorrow morning.
Well, yeah. Don't think about it. That's tomorrow's problem. That's tomorrow, Brad and Johnny problems. So tomorrow, as Brad and indeed Reiki the detective figured out, we are headed down to Celtic Beer Festival, which is St Austell's Beer Festival. We're going there to film some more Keep Cask Alive content because we'll be doing an episode all about British beer festivals for Keep Cask Alive 3, which will probably be released end of summer or midsummer, end of summer next year. If you are Cornwall based, I'm also hosting a little tasting with some of the small batch beers that they've made in their beautiful 10-barrel copper brew house. So do come and see that if you happen to be in St Austell on Friday. Otherwise, there won't be a podcast tomorrow because we are on trains and then we're filming. So you'll have to wait until... somebody's saying keep cask alive. Did I say keep craft alive? Keep cask alive. God, that's embarrassing. So yeah, no podcast tomorrow, but you'll get all of the Japan stories in our podcast next week. Yeah. There's also the follow-up to our video Planet Beer TV on Wednesday. And I believe I'm going to be on a live show with Planet Beer TV at some point to deconstruct it all. So there's lots of content coming. So you'll get all the stories that you've been missing over the last 2 weeks. And then we have Homebrew coming. We have our Christmas video and our Christmas live show on the horizon as well. So there's lots to look forward to. And of course, our big in 2020. What are we in? 2020? 6?
What, this year? It's 25, isn't it?
What's next year? Big in 2026.
Yeah.
Terrifying. So yes, we will be coming at you in early January with our bigger 2026 as well. I've still no idea what's going to be big, so if you've got an idea, let us know in the Discord. That would be great. But until then, we'll see you on Wednesday. Watch our Instagrams and stuff because there will be some posts of us drinking in a cellar underneath St Austell, which is going to be great fun. That's about it. Anything to add, Bradley?
Only that I took great joy in seeing us. It's like a great memory from early days of Craft Beer Channel. This trip, I think, was instrumental in us sort of, fermenting that we wanted to do this as a thing for reals. Going out there all those years ago, Rev and Rail was incredible. As you can see on our little cheeky, happy faces, we had the best time with those earthenware tankards, and to sort of see us, with Utopia, the guys making some of the best UK lagers, all UK ingredients, and we're on there proudly. Mm-hmm. With is that Britannica? I suppose it is, isn't it?
But Bodicea,
sorry, not Britannica. Yeah. Loved it. So this whole process, Love and Beer, we kind of did it as a 10-year thing to start with. And we sort of didn't intend for it to go on as a yearly festival, but I think it's one of the best things we've ever done, really. Like seeing everyone, all the patrons, and having a good chat with them this year especially, was the highlight of the evening for me. It was you know, kind of crazy being in a new location, but just chatting to everyone that had come from like Scotland, Iceland, Canary Islands, like all over the place, Norway, everywhere you could think of, you know, all come together for this love of this thing that we've kind of helped build, this community. It's just very humbling, and it just, you know, it makes me just ridiculously joyful that we've kind of brought this thing into reality. So just want to say thanks to everyone. Love and beer, and long may it rain, hopefully.
Long may it rain. Yeah, yeah. It's a privilege to do what we do, and we only get to do it because of our patrons and viewers. So thank you very much indeed. And hopefully we'll have news about a 2026 edition of the festival, and of course the digital version a little bit sooner than we had it for this year's edition.
Yeah.
So yeah, until next week when we're joined by the Planet Beer TV guys and going head to head to discover which is the best Bright IPA, and indeed what Bright IPA is.
One more thing, Johnny. Aren't we doing a Christmas drink along as well?
We will be doing a Christmas drink along.
Yeah.
You and I have not firmed up the date as yet.
No. Okay.
But yeah, once we do, we'll put that out there, and there'll probably be a box on Beer Merchants if people want to drink along with us.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be live next week, and the announcement then. Well, let's announce it in the podcast next week, and I will endeavour to ensure it's all sorted by then. So yeah, more derailments to come next week. More fun with Planet Beer TV, and lots of content to see out the rest of the year. And we'll see you for all of that next week. Until then, love and beer.
Love and beer.
Balloons.